It seems like only yesterday we were here for Super Bowl 52 and now back for the road to the Super Bowl here in the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the San Antonio Marshals and the Minnesota Vikings. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Let's go now. 50, plant.
It's time to win. It's time to bounce. Kill.
Leo.
Alert 3.
Yep. Let's go.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Saquon Barkley. Now after the play, oh man, it's Barkley who appears to be shaken up. He's down. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Sponge.
80 weapon. Shoot.
They'll run on first down. Swift, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
Watch the curl. Under 10. 10.
X3. 218. Chopper.
Check. Lucky. Check the backer.
Now.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On the ready.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Mike's 50. I'm coming.
Hey, seam 6.
Mike 50. Hey, pick your game up. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50.
On Lee Griffin.
From the gun, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dean Lowry coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Fielded at about the 28. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Rodgers to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And it's third down.
Blue 58.
Hey, switch gears. Check.
Wipe out.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who's in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Ready.
Hey, 50. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Crunch time, defense. Jam.
Hey.
That's me.
A first down carry for Barkley. Fights through him. He can't get him down. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8-3.
Hey, come on, now.
Ready.
On 2nd down now, Swift, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Down.
And Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This from 54 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after. That forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Inside.
Now a first down carry by Jones. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
Win 18.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Blue draw, Porter. Back north.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
First down, San Antonio.
Rodgers now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the Vikings' 43-yard line.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Right now, you got 58.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Watch the twist. Watch
We are going.
check three. Check three.
You ain't get this.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
He wants it ready. He wants it ready.
Greystone, travel.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Undercrunch. Undercrunch. Undercrunch.
To throw on third down, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 37. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
On first down, Swift takes to midfield, but no further, just a yard there. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Ready, ready.
50. Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot.
Deuce. Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Zoo.
To throw on second down. Lawrence eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Ready, break.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check 52.
Protein spill. Look, squeeze. Hey, exit. Snap.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He wants it all for the... He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 32 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Hey, Charlie.
On third down, Rodgers over the middle, complete. It's Hayes, and he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check 15, check right left. Shoot, watch the shoot.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be from 49 yards out. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. A beautiful fake. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
What?
Go out.
Safety's creeping. Check 3, check 3, check 3. What?
Look at me. Score. Score. Let's go. Beat them.
The final shot before break. Lawrence. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, one of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
53, check 53.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers now to throw. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Green 18.
Number 53. Mike 53.
Now it's Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
He's crazy.
Hey, black.
Tighten up. Get Mike.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
He's checking.
Score. Ready?
On 2nd down, this is Madison. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
Ready. Head over.
He was brought down
Keep
by
playing the offense, fellas.
From the west.
brings up 3rd and 1.
No. Off.
Another carry now for Madison. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
I like his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Get him.
Go.
Now a give, right side. Swift. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game. And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package.
Yeah.
6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there.
Rock it.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. Deep ball for Goodwin. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or 2 to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer. St. Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Rodgers now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Check 25. Check 25.
Now Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Rodgers now throwing on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, and just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Go!
Mike's 50. Watch the screen.
Orbit.
Watch the screen.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Rodgers. Caught by Jones. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
26. Hey, box truck.
Number 53.
To throw, it's Rodgers. It's caught. Jones. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going.
You got 58. Slam.
Rodgers going to throw. Now the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. Figuring they're going for it on fourth down. Remember, though, they do have all three timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those three timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on fourth down. Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with two remaining. We'll be back after this. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Check. Right. Watch the whip. Back one. Let's go.
They'll look to throw. 20. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 45 yards. As they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
60 Pittsburgh. Recon, 132 fighter.
Hey, watch it.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. He'll have a first down past the 40. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 59 yards. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. As they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Ready?
This is Barkley. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10.
Next to score, Vikings 17, Marshall's 10.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Wide left.
Check 24. Check 24.
Back to throw. Rodgers. He completes it to Jones. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Ready? 319.
I'm coming.
319.
To throw is Rodgers. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
He's not going to get me.
26.
Mike 55. Mike 55. Watch the screen.
Wide left.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch switch. Watch switch. Watch switch.
Hey, leg.
Six guys.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.